Hey folks, I'm Gig Pata and I'm here to review a movie called The Chosen, which is straight on a VOD currently right now that stars the YouTube star Kian Lawley. And first of all, let me start off with I have no idea who Kian Lawley is. All I know is that he's a big YouTube star, YouTube celebrity, and a lot of people was actually looking forward to this. But anyways, The Chosen is a horror movie. It is a low-budget horror movie that basically stars as Kian as basically, how can you say, a brother who is trying to save a relative, a girl from a demon called Lilith, who takes children's souls away. And in order to save the girl, he has to choose 6 other relatives to take her place and basically sacrifice them towards the demon Lilith. And so him and his sister, who is, let's see, is played by Angelica Chitwood, will have to make certain decisions on which family members that they would have to sacrifice, get killed off by Lilith, and so on. Now, let me start off with that. The fact is, the movie itself is a low-budget film. It is a directorial debut for a director named Ben, I'm going to mispronounce his name, Jehoshua, and it's written by a guy named Barry J. and Andrew Shepman. The story itself, as a horror movie, one of the big expectations for horror movies is it's supposed to be scary. But however, it ended up with some laughable moments, and it was confused in either case on whether it should be a very scary movie or a very funny movie. But I think the laughable moments were very unintentional. Per se, and there were a few plot holes, particularly on the methods or the decisions making on which family members, how to per se feel sorry for or attached to. The problem is there wasn't enough time to feel attachments towards any of the 6 members who are sacrificed. I think my personal opinion is that 6 family members was probably basically 3 too many. They should have stuck with maybe 3 sacrifice or something more. So this way you can create more of a dilemma and attachment towards other sacrificed family members and so on. Now, the most fascinating thing about the story itself that I loved was the fact that they came up with a legend called Lilith, who, tied back to the story of Adam and Eve, that it started off with Adam and Lilith was kicked back down to hell because she didn't want to listen to God and so on, and because of that she doesn't have any kids, so she wants to steal children's souls and so on. That was a good, I do have to admit, that was very creative and gifted by itself. Now the problem is Lilith has been doing this for quite some time, and every victim of basically every mother of every child has trying to find 6 sacrifices, and every single one of them have failed before. The problem is when Kian's character, Cameron, goes out and meets another woman who I'm not going to spoil, but he meets her and she failed her sacrifices, but for some unknown reason, after she failed, it's like, oh, you know what? My child's gone. I'm okay. Here's the information. Go ahead and save your relative. And then there was also a mysterious nun who also went through the same type of endurement, and it was sort of like, yeah, I lost my child too, and so on. And to me, it's sort of like, why did all of a sudden everyone just became okay after they failed their sacrifices or tests? And not to mention the nun, it didn't even make any sense why she popped in, why she popped out, why she disappeared, and so on. So there were quite a few plot holes throughout the entire movie. Now, this is the one thing I do have to admire, though. Kian Lawley, as an actor, I had low expectations. I have never heard of him before I watched the movie. I didn't really care about YouTube celebrities and so on, but one of the things that we have to take note now is that YouTube and Vine celebrities are starting to go mainstream. First with the Smosh Brothers going with the Smosh movie. There was a Lauren Elizabeth was doing a comedy called Bad Night, and Kian Lawley here is making his acting debut with The Chosen. So when I heard that he was a YouTube star making this movie, I had very, very low expectations. It ended up he was the one of the big brightness facts for the movie, where he showed his acting range beyond just making YouTube videos. Afterwards, I went on to his channel to watch a lot of videos, and he is basically a very funny, humorous guy. And in this film, he managed to keep a straight face and, showed some kind of repertoire and resume towards acting. So I do have to admit that Kian was a bright spot in the movie. He totally surprised me, and he may actually open some doors down the road into more acting gigs if it was on a better story plot and so on. Now, I do also want to commend the rest of the acting cast, because they did manage to bring in more veteran actors to surround the project, such as Elizabeth Keener, Angelica Chitwood, and so on. And these are seasoned actors, and they did a fine job in this horror movie per se. I want to give out significant kudos is to the little girl who is the niece, Cameron's niece, who he's trying to save in the movie. She's played by Mykayla Sohn. And I think as a young girl herself, she has very good potential down the road, even though she's a child actor now. For what she has done in this movie, she has a very good potential down the road onto getting more parts himself. So Kian and Mykayla are the best two parts of this, and the supporting cast. However, the plot itself, it's not too scary. Sometimes laughable. So is it really worth it to watch it? Well, it really depends. If you're a Kian Lawley fan, then by all means go ahead and watch it, because this is his acting debut, and whatever I say probably wouldn't discourage you. But for the rest of us, just catch it on Netflix. Anyways, if you guys have seen the film and you want to discuss it with me, go ahead and comment down below, and I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you very much.